Λοιπόν, φίλοι και φίλες, έχουμε τη μεγάλη τιμή και για άλλο ένα επεισόδιο έχουμε πολύ ωραίο καλεσμένο, ένα πάρα πολύ σημαντικό μπασκετικό καλεσμένο. Αυτή τη φορά είναι ο κύριος Audie Norris, ο οποίος για τους πιο παλιούς, εμάς τους 35-40, να μην λέμε ακριβώς ηλικίες, είναι ένας παίκτης ο οποίος έχει σημαδέψει την καριέρα του προφανώς με την Barcelona, αλλά έκανε και ένα πέρασμα από εδώ, από το Περιστέρι που έχει μια πάρα πολύ καλή ομάδα. Θα τα πούμε όλα με τη σειρά. Μιχάλη, για χαρά.
Καλησπέρα. Έχουμε την τιμή, τη μεγάλη, όπως είπες και εσύ, να έχουμε τον κύριο Audie Norris, έναν από τους σπουδαιότερους Αμερικανούς που έχουν περάσει από την Ευρώπη, ένας θρύλος της Μπαρτσελώνα και ελάχιστα και από τα μέρη μας ένα χρόνο στο τέλος της καριέρας του. Good evening, Mr. Norris.
Good evening, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me tonight, Mr. Mike.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the acceptance. So, you have been telling us that you are in Barcelona. Tell me, how much time do you spend in Barcelona and how much time during a year, I mean, in the USA? Is Barcelona your place, your home now?
Yeah, Barcelona is my home now. I spend very, very, very little time in the USA. In fact, I was 2 years ago back in the States, and prior to that, it was 3 years. So no, Barcelona is my home. It's where I live now, and I've been happy living here since I've been back.
Is there any place in the United States like the Mediterranean cities, Barcelona, Athens? I mean, is Miami something similar or something like that?
That's actually one city I haven't been to since I was in college, so I can't speak on how Miami is now. It's been a long, long time since I've been there, but I mean, Portland, Oregon has some similarities to the Mediterranean in some aspects of it, with outdoor dining and not the weather. West Coast. When the weather is great, Portland is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. I've been to there. I used to live in Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri is actually the sister city of Seville, Spain. Mm-hmm. So there's some similarities from Sevilla in Kansas City, where I used to live. And I mean, I don't miss the States. I just put it like that. I don't miss living in the States at all. I love where I live now, and this is my life.
I know. I mean, you have been a beloved person in Barcelona from the 80s. So I guess everybody greets you and loves you.
Yes, you are one of the most beloved to the fans. You already live to the city. You sometimes go to the stadium, Palau Blaugrana, I mean, and the crowd get crazy.
Always, man. The fans were always good to me. I always like interacting with the people, and you know, Barcelona has some of the best fans in the world, especially from my era when we played. Those fans, they're a lot older now, but they still, you know, cheer for the Barca team and for me, actually.
Of course, why not? Let's take it from the beginning. Talk to us about your Portland years, your Trail Blazers years.
You selected in 1982.
Right.
Blazers selected you and an amazing point guard, Fat Lever from Arizona. Right.
That's right. Fat Lever was in my rookie class, and another good friend of mine named Linton Towns. Linton Towns was in my rookie class also. Portland drafted Fat Lever the first pick in the first round.
First round.
And I don't remember what pick he was, but Linton Towns was the 34th pick for Portland, and I was the 37th pick for Portland. So we still have a close relationship to this day, the three of us.
Okay, so maybe we could make a podcast with Fat Lever and you.
That'd be fantastic.
This would be a great honor for us. Okay,
that'd be fantastic.
So, you played 10, 15 minutes a game, okay?
Yes.
Average in the 3 years that you have been there. And I would like to ask you, one thing, and afterwards Mike has a question. How did you feel the connection you had with Clyde Drexler? I mean, did you feel at once that he was a special player?
Absolutely. I knew he was going to be special. When Clyde came into the league, Clyde was really, really raw. He was in every sense of the word, a rookie. I mean, Clyde had his jump shot was terrible. He had a high motor. His energy, he played with a lot of energy, but he lacked the understanding of how to play the game when we were rookies at the time. So he wasn't the Clyde Drexler that you saw that was getting to the NBA Finals in those years. Those early years.
He had something like 7 points average in the first year. But
he was like I said, he was a rookie, and he was not the athletic, yes. Quick, yes. Understood the game. He was learning. He was learning how to play the NBA game. And did he have confidence? He had more confidence than anybody I ever seen. But he had to learn how to play, and he learned how to play from Jim Paxson, the guy that was playing, before him, and that's why he wasn't getting a lot of minutes. And guys like Calvin Nat, so Clyde really became the player that the team envisioned him becoming later in his career.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, I have two questions, not one. First of all, tell me about your nickname, the Atomic Dog. I heard two stories. Who thought about it and why? Because of your body strength or for a song you were listening to? There are two stories. Tell me the truth.
The truth is it was because of my strength and the way I would dunk the ball. And I got the nickname from Michael Thompson, Klay Thompson's dad, who's playing in the NBA today. But Michael Thompson was my teammate. Actually, Michael Thompson was my mentor. He kind of took me under his wing when I was a rookie. And, he really taught me how to be an NBA professional player. So, but man, I was athletic. I could jump, and my game was really physical. It was a power game. So when I dunked the ball, the whole arena knew what was coming. So there was one game against the Dallas Mavericks, man. Darnell Valentine was the point guard for the Blazers also during that year. So he passed me the ball at the top of the key, and I got the ball and I dunked on like three of the Dallas Mavericks players, and it was so nasty. So after the game, I'm giving an interview. This is the first time Atomic Dog has ever come up and associated with me. So after the game, I'm giving an interview, and Michael Thompson is always doing he's always photobombing guys when they having interviews or throwing towels in the interview, doing something crazy. He's always joking. So I'm giving my interview, man, and he busted in the interview and said, "Hey, did you guys see the awesome dunk by the dog?" They call me Dog, but he said no. But tonight he had the Atomic Dog dunk tonight. So from that point, the reporters and everybody, they just took Atomic Dog and they went with it. So I've been Atomic Dog ever since, thanks to Michael Thompson.
It's a fine nickname.
It's a great nickname. And yeah, I did listen to the song. I love the song by George Clinton, Atomic Dog.
Mike?
Let's discuss a little about Anthony Bowie.
Who?
Because everyone was talking about the mistake of the Blazers who didn't choose Michael Jordan, of course.
Oh, you're talking about Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie. Anthony Bowie.
Sorry. Sam Bowie. Sorry.
Anthony Bowie was a player who came in Europe afterwards in the 90s.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The dominant center. How good was he really?
Sam Bowie?
Yeah.
He was not Michael Jordan.
But everybody, if I may say something,
yeah,
everybody thought that it was a somewhat sensible, logical decision from the Trailblazers back then because you had Drexler.
It was, and that was Jack Ramsey's rationale for taking the center instead of Michael Jordan, because we had Clyde. And he, like I said, he envisioned Clyde being the Clyde the Glide that came later.
Yes.
I mean, anytime you draft a player, it's always off potential. How much potential you can potentially have to be the type of player that you can become. So that's what it was. We had Clyde, and his potential was really high for us at the time, and so we took Sam Bowie. And again, like I said, Sam Bowie was no Michael Jordan, but he was a decent pick for the Trailblazers during that time.
Okay. So, after your third year, if I'm not mistaken, you leave the NBA for Treviso, for Italy. Okay. How come? Why was that? Was the money much better, or did something else play a role in the decision?
It wasn't even about the money. If I would have stayed in Portland because I had another year on my contract, I would have made more money in Portland than I did going to Europe. But I wanted to play. My minutes were really fluctuating up and down. Some games I didn't play at all. Some months I didn't play at all, and then I would play a lot. Then I wouldn't play. So I felt like I needed to elevate my game and get to a level that I knew that I could play at. So that's when I changed my agent during that time, and I said the idea was to come to Europe and play a year and really, play a lot of minutes to get my game where I felt it should have been, and then go back to the NBA.
But you stayed forever.
But I stayed forever. But I had several opportunities to go back to the NBA during those years, but it didn't work out that way. I had, after my first year in Barcelona, I had an opportunity to go and play for the Lakers, but I didn't know I had that opportunity because my agent at the time never told me. I found out one day when Magic Johnson came to Barcelona. We had a discussion, and he asked me why did I never come to training camp. I was like, Buck. We called Magic Buck. That was his nickname at the time. I said, Buck, what are you talking about? I never got no invitation from the Lakers. Say, yeah, we were waiting on you to come, and because we wanted you, and we talked to your agent, and yeah, I was like, oh shit, my agent never told me about it because we were having such success in Europe. My name and my basketball skills were rising really, really fast and really high here in Europe. And so at that time, my agent was getting a lot of other players coming to him because of me. So he never told me about the Lakers opportunity because he wanted to continue to build his image up in Europe. At least that was my understanding of it at the time. So I missed that opportunity to go back and play with the Lakers.
Okay, so you end up in Barcelona.
Yep.
Before Barcelona, you had an offer from Real Madrid, right?
I did.
Yeah, and the contract spoiled to the last minute. The contract, the offer.
Yeah. I was ready to sign with Real Madrid. We had, I had another year on my contract in Treviso with Benetton. So whatever transpired with Madrid, good or bad, it didn't matter because I knew I had another contract with Benetton. But anyway, when I went to Madrid, and I saw the team, I talked to Lolo Sainz, who was the coach at the time. I talked to the GM, Mario Jacotot, who was the GM at the time. And I met the players, and I saw the players. I saw the type of team that they had, and I was sold. I wanted to come to Real Madrid because I wanted to play in the European Cup and be, on a high level in Europe. And they, at that time, they were the team that could provide what I wanted at the time. I mean, the contract was at that time was $185,000, and so I had a contract for $175,000 for the second year in Treviso. They just had to come up $10,000. They just had to come up $10,000 to make the deal work. And
$10,000.
$10,000, man. So I went back to Treviso thinking that, hey, man, I'm going to go and play Real Madrid next season. And that week when I went back to Treviso, because my wife was pregnant during that time, so we couldn't travel and go back to the States, so we went back to Treviso. So my Spanish agent, Miguel Paniagua, called me and said that the president, who was Mendoza for Real Madrid, didn't approve the contract. So that's what happened with Real Madrid. I didn't play with them. I didn't sign with them. I went back to Treviso and played the second year with them. Had a great year there. After that, that's when Barcelona called me.
Okay. And all the history changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Aito called me after my second year. I was actually vacationing in Hawaii at the time. Then my agent called and told me that, Barcelona made an offer for me to come play for them. And I knew about Barcelona because I seen them play in the European Cup with against Aris, against Tracer Milano at the time.
Partizan.
And Partizan and Maccabi. I saw those games. And
Yes.
But I saw this black kid on Barcelona team that was really, really good named Chicho Sabilio. And
man,
yeah, I saw them, but Chicho was the one that really caught my attention because I thought he was an American guy. I didn't know he was from Dominican Republic. So I was like, damn, who is this guy? He was shooting the ball, making threes, and I say, this is a team that I look like I want to play for. So it's because of that image I had of Chicho and Epi and Solasava and those guys. That's why I chose Barcelona.
So you had a very good team, without question. I mean, you, San Epifanio, Solozabal, and others.
Andres Jimenez.
Andres Jimenez, number 4. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ferran Martinez.
Ferran, bravo, yes. So, I must ask, what was this factor that prevented you from winning a European trophy? I think that Barcelona and Aris were always the very good teams who had something maybe missing. Jugoplastica won 3 times, Tracer Milano, afterwards, of course, other teams. But what was missing from your teams in the late 80s?
We lost. Jugoplastica and Split, they were on that particular day, they were better than us. There's no other explanation I can give you for that. We were good enough to win the European Cup, but on that particular day, we weren't. So in Zaragoza, we really had an opportunity, and everybody thought we were the favorites to win in Zaragoza. We didn't. in Paris. Paris was a little bit different because I was only playing with one arm in Paris. My left shoulder, I had shoulder surgery on my right shoulder, my shooting arm. So I got a lot of injections just to try to play that championship game, but I wasn't effective, man. I was really just trying to do whatever I could do to help my team win. But Jugoplastic split where they had some really good players during that time. Dino Raja, Kuko, Tibarovic, Perasovic, Sorbin, and all those guys, man, they were really good players, man. They had a really good team. And on that day, they beat us. That's the only way I can look at that. You know, maybe if it was a best-of-5 series, it could have been a different story.
Okay. That was the question that I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
Many people talk about changing the format, so there will not be any Final Four, and maybe best-of-5 series. Is that something that you're looking for?
I like that idea, man, because, I mean, you really get to measure yourself to see if you are the better team or the other team is a better team. One game, that's why I've always liked the format of the NBA, because over, game 7 or best of 3 or best of 5, then you can say, hey, okay, this team was better in a 5-game series or a 7-game series. This team was just a better team. Okay. So, like I said, on that day, man, it was just the day that we didn't play well enough to win.
Okay, Mike.
Να πούμε για Άρη.
We would like to ask you about Gallis, of course, our favorite, our Greek.
The legend.
He's well known.
The legend.
You also gave your son the name Nikos in his honor, of course.
I did, man. Gallis was always a guy that I admired as a player, and when I got to know him as a person, we became friends. Even though he always score, 35, 45 points against us, he was still a friend.
We talk with him now.
Yeah.
Okay, so next time we've got Audie Norris, Fat Lever, and Nikos Gallis.
Bravo. Hey, that's an all-star interview, man.
And we will try to bring Dino Raja. We had him last month, I think. So
Dino, that's my guy, man. Dino and I are good friends.
Okay. Do you think, one more question about Gallis, he is our favorite whatsoever. Do you think that he could play in that time's NBA? Because
Absolutely.
He never tried.
Absolutely. I mean, Gallis was a natural offensive player. He was very deceptive for his size. That's one of the advantages he would have had in the NBA, because players would underestimate him in the beginning.
Yes.
But then they would come to realize that this kid is something to be feared. But Gallis found a home in Greece, and I understood, why he stayed in Greece. But yes, I truly believe he could have played in the NBA, no problem, no question.
Okay. Μιχάλη, για δώσε Περιστέρι να δούμε.
Okay, and after those Final Fours and after that great story, you came from Athens, from our place to play for Peristeri. A year ago, I think you were awarded by the Peristeri in Athens.
Say it again?
A year ago, you were awarded by the Peristeri.
Yes.
Yeah. What are the feelings after too many years?
Well, first of all, being a player in Barcelona and playing against Audis and Pauk all those years, I always said, man, I would never play in Greece. I would never play in Greece. It's because I wouldn't play there because the fans hated me. Yes. They hated me when I was playing in Barcelona, man. So I was like, man, these fans would probably kill me if I would come here and try to play in Greece. So my last year in Barcelona, I was in negotiating with the team back and forth. They didn't want to guarantee my contract, give me the money that I wanted, blah, blah, blah. So I think they were just stringing me along because it was late in the year, late in the summer, and all the teams in the ACB had already signed their players to contract. So there were no teams available in Spain. There were no teams available in Italy, and everybody at that time had signed their players except for Peristeri. You know, when I got a call that they were, you know, looking, I said, well, these are my terms, and, you know, we can make it happen. I will come to Greece. I was scared. I have to admit, I was scared coming to Greece, man, because I didn't know how I was going to be received.
Okay, I mean, we are crazy, but not so crazy.
But after you know, a couple games that I started playing in Peristeri, I started to understand the mentality of the Greek fans. Mm-hmm. Greek fans, they love their teams, they love their city, they love their country, and they hate everything that's not Greek. So when I became part of the Greek family, you know, they took me in and embraced me, and, you know, the whole atmosphere was different against me. So they were more for me than against me, and I was like, oh, okay, now I understand why they were so hard against me, because they loved the Ike fans, the Audis fans, the, you know, Pauk fans. They love their team, they love their players, so they'll die for them.
Peristeri is a small neighborhood club.
Small club, small neighborhood, man, but they have a good, strong history, and they got great fans.
But not a big base, fans base.
Well, they had a good fan base when I was there.
Yes.
Oh.
See, you remember before I arrived to Peristeri, they never signed a player like me before.
Yes, of course.
So it attracted a lot more fans to the arena because I came from Barcelona, I came from the NBA, and, you know, you got one of the best players in Europe now playing in your small club.
I clearly remember your characteristic spin move. You spin your body around the opponents and very, very quickly.
Oh, I still do it.
No,
but man, I tell you, my experience in Peristeri was a really good one. It was a really good one. The administration really took care of me. I really enjoyed, you know, playing with Corriños and Macaras, Kasulides, yeah. What's my man name? Nicolas Pedulakis. Yeah, no. See, I get this Pedulakis.
He's a head coach now. He's a head coach.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I talked to Philip Kostas last week, and yeah, he told me I keep up with Peristeri. So yeah, I know he's the head coach there.
Did you feel, after so many years in Barcelona and so much experience, did you feel like you were the father figure there in Peristeri for the younger?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, all those guys, they really looked up to me, and they really respected, you know, my body of work that I did when I was playing in Barcelona, and to be there with them, you know, I didn't want them to think that I was any different from them, but I did want them to understand that I had a certain expectation because I come from a winning program and I wanted to continue to have a winning program in Peristeri. And I think under the circumstances, we did. I think we finished in the 5th spot that year. And I think that's the highest Peristeri has ever finished the season in the league. So I was really looking forward to coming back the next season, man. One of my biggest regrets, and I say this all the time, one of my biggest regrets is never having to play my second year in Peristeri because of my knee injury and the staph infection that I got in my knee. That was probably the hardest decision that I ever had in my career, was deciding not to be able to play again.
So you retired at the age of 34 or something like that?
Yeah, I was 30. I think it was 35, 6, something like that. Yeah.
You had the contract for 2 years.
Yes.
I did. Yeah. I did, man. And like I said, I wanted to be back there next year, but I had surgery on my knee in Barcelona after my first year in Peristeri. I went back to Barcelona. I got a infection in my knee, a staph infection. And from that infection, man, it was a very serious infection. And I almost died twice from the infection because it was so strong. And I couldn't play anymore after that.
Okay.
And that was really hard.
But you are a father figure and for another person, because I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan.
Yeah.
I know that you worked with Kristaps Porzingis in Sevilla.
I did.
Very a special relationship.
I did, man. That was really a good opportunity.
Okay.
For me, meeting Kristaps and working with him.
Mm-hmm. How do you see his coexistence with Doncic in Dallas? And what do you say about their future? Will they become contenders after 2-3 years?
Listen, Kristaps has, to back up a little bit, his evolution in his basketball career started in Sevilla. Mm-hmm. And he had some really good training there before I met him. I think I met him at the right time in his career before going to the NBA to help him understand what NBA life is about. I mean, Kristaps could play. He always had talent. There were just a few things that I showed him that could really enhance his game even more to fit on the NBA level. But prior to that, I mean, he had great coaching, and they did a good job in getting him ready for his future career. But the one thing that's going to hamper or stop the Doncic-Porzingis duo in Dallas is, if Porzingis can stay healthy.
Yes.
Those are the only. If he's healthy, they're going to be good. They're going to be contenders. They want to compete for NBA championship. But we can keep Zinger. I call him Zinger. We can keep Zinger healthy. Then the Dallas Mavericks can be a definite threat in the NBA for a championship.
Thanasis, maybe we will have the Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh man, come on! If you can get Giannis there and Porzingis and Doncic, man, come on! You got 3 young players that's got super high energy, that can score, that can pass the ball, that can defend. Come on, man! The Mavericks they really have a chance then to be a championship. And again, injuries are a part of the sports, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. So if those guys can stay healthy, they have a shot at getting to the NBA Finals and winning a championship.
This is something like some Bowie.
Yeah.
Important. I mean, it is something similar. I mean, injuries prevented him from having a better career.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
Okay. Yes.
Even my own career was the same. Like
yes.
I said, if I truly believe if I was healthy in Paris to play against Jugoplastica and Split, that I think the outcome would have been different.
In Paris, Dino Radja was the MVP. Thanasi.
No, Zoran Savic was the MVP.
Zoran Savic.
Your ex-teammate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one more question, and we thank you so much once again for the.
I think Dino was the MVP in Zaragoza.
Zaragoza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dino was the first MVP. Savic was the second, maybe, and Kukoc was the third, or something like that. Okay.
Something. Yeah.
Do you watch the NBA more or the Euroleague because of Barcelona?
I watched the NBA more. I haven't seen many of the EuroLeague games here because I haven't paid for the service of my TV. So I don't have the EuroLeague. I don't have the EuroLeague games on my TV, man. Unfortunately, okay. I don't know. For me, the game has changed a lot. Is me personally, it's a different game. I know players have to adapt to the eras that they play in, but some of the games that I watch today is just not. It's just not type of basketball that I like to see. But you've got some good players playing in the league today. And like I said, they've adapted to the rules and the regulations that governs the game today. And, it is what it is.
Okay, I think it is the 3-point era since
for sure.
The Golden State Warriors started pouring 3-pointers from all the places.
And
it's a guards league in the NBA now. Before it used to be the big
center
guys, the center, the power forward league in the NBA. Now it's a guards league. Now guys are shooting for them damn near half court. They're perfecting their craft, man. You got guys like Trey Young, Dame Lillard, all these guys that can shoot 30, 40-foot jump shots like it's a layup. Steph Curry, Clay. I mean, all these guys. The dynamic of the NBA has changed, and whatever it takes to put fans in the stands, that's what the game is today. But I still believe in the big guys, man. You still got to have a dominant inside play, man, like the Lakers proved this year to be effective to win a championship with Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. Those guys, they played an important role in them winning the championship. So you still got to have big guys in the paint that knows how to play with their back to the basket, that can get you, 2 points or 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
We both agree. We both
foul into the free throw line.
Okay, one last question. You have to tell us, like it's obligatory, your worst nightmare, your worst opponent nightmare. Maybe it is a center. Maybe it is a guard that was very agile and fast.
Except Gallis.
Well, Gallis wasn't my nightmare because I didn't have to defend him.
So who was he?
So there was several guys, man, that was that made me stay up at night. Avila Sabonis.
Oof.
Yeah, Avila Sabonis. There was Fernando Martin from Real Madrid, and then there was Dino Radja.
Okay.
those three guys, man, were you had to be mentally prepared to play against those guys all the time because they were such great players. I had such respect for them, and they were very skilled players, and yeah, they didn't let me get a lot of sleep at night.
Okay, Mr. Norris, thank you very much. You have been very helpful, very polite to us all this time.
You're welcome, guys.
We see you next time with Fat Leverdin or
Hey, I'll be waiting, man. I definitely want to be in on that call.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, man. I want to say hello to my friends in Peristeri. I hope Argidis has a successful year. And I want to say hello to one of my best friends in Saloniki, Dimitri Galanis.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Thank you very much. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.